Shalom. All praise, honor, and glory going to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Crocodiles, double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone. Salutation to you, humanists out there pushing this truth with all honesty and sincerity by way of the highways and byways, going out in the streets, teaching and preaching. This is your brother Nayab, and I'm back with another news update. I want to say all these videos is for fair use, fair use, fair use. All these videos are for fair use. And I also want to say that this is for educational purposes only. All right. So without further ado, I'm gonna get into it. You got a lot of videos, so I'm just gonna get into it.
Guys, things are a lot worse than I actually thought it was. I just got finished looking at about 6 TikToks, and not just TikTok videos, but videos on other social media platforms about a lot of the American truck drivers, as far as like the semi-truck drivers who do the over-road driving, transporting goods from the ports to our local stores. A lot of the truck drivers are really hurt right now. I watched at least 3 videos where the truck drivers are saying just in this short amount of time with the tariffs going on that they have to actually sell their entire truck. A lot of those people pay at least $255,000 for the semi. So for those of you who don't know what those trucks cost, they cost around $200 and something thousand. One guy said the best offer that he got on his semi truck was $140,000, and the semi truck is actually a 2020. 2020. That's just shy of 5 years old. So it's real out here when the truck drivers start speaking out about what's going on with them. They're experiencing a huge shortage where it comes to them being contractors, being contracted out to ship stuff for this company and ship stuff for that company. They're about for local jobs where they can drive for a company. And they said a lot of those companies that ships products are actually laying their employees off. Or some of them are even cutting their employees' hours. So it's definitely real. Just in the videos like that, just let me know just how serious things are, because these are people making videos that lives are really 100% being impacted by the tariffs. We would have never thought in a million years that putting tariffs on China and putting tariffs on these other countries would affect the United States so fast. I would have never thought that the impact would be so fast. The store shelves, a lot of the store shelves really are running empty right now. A lot of people are still using their overstocked products that they order from these companies, meaning that shipments are still coming in because they were ordered before the tariffs were implemented. And so they have to honor what's been implemented, basically like a contract type deal. So things are more serious than I thought it was, man. And like, if this is like only the second day of May 2025, I mean, I hate to see what the second and third week of May is going to look like. And we are just in the second day of May, and we're already seeing a humongous catastrophic breakdown of people already talking about losing their jobs when it comes to trucking and transporting food from one state to the next state. The ports are just really, it's bad. What's going on at the ports right now is bad. And you know what's really worse? A lot of those jobs are actually union jobs, and the union can't really do anything about that. They can't really override the president of the United States. So I wanted to just bring you guys that, man. That's really some heartbreaking, sad news, man. Thank you.
A missile fired from Yemen has hit the main international airport. Ben Gurion Airport and a nearby road have been damaged. That was the moment of impact. Israeli media reports the large warhead was able to bypass several layers of air defense. All flights in and out of the airport were suspended. Entrance roads to the airport have been blocked. Train services to the airport were also temporarily suspended. Sirens sounded across central Israel. The Houthi missile attack is the fourth since Friday.
Well, breaking fuck the news. U.S. Congress is set to vote on a bill that could have Americans fined up to $1 million or spend 20 years in jail for anti-Israel protester propaganda. I'm sorry. The door was open. I apologize.
All right, we have a major breaking crisis happening right now, and nobody seems to be paying attention or even talking about this, not sure why. Breaking. U.S. House to vote on bill that would punish U.S. citizens with up to $1 million in fines or up to 20 years in prison for boycotting Israel. This is happening in America. So it's kind of a lot to cover. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove myself. You guys can pause and you guys can read all of this. Okay? Or you guys can go over to drop site. The House is set to vote Monday on H.R. 867, the IGO Anti-Boycott Act, which would punish Americans with fines of up to $1 million or prison terms of up to 20 years for participating in boycotts of Israel or Israeli settlements that are promoted by international government organizations, IGOs such as the UN or EU. The bill was sponsored by pro-Israel lawmaker Representative Mike Lawler. Some people have posted this, 640,000 from AIPAC. But I think the most important thing is, okay, what does this actually mean? Some people are wrongfully saying that if you just criticize Israel, like online, you can go to prison for 20 years. No, thankfully, we're not there yet. And hopefully we never get to America, by the way. But these are just some examples of HR 867 and how you could be penalized in America. So again, you might want to screenshot or just look up Drop Site News. If you're a small business owner that declines to stock settlement made wine, a church follows a faith-based boycott policy. If a student group urges divestment from settlement-linked companies, an individual cancels a catering order over settlement goods, a journalist do not buy guide. If you write or publish a guide listing companies involved in the occupation and encourages consumers to avoid them, if I write that list and I encourage people like, hey, maybe you want to boycott Israel, I can go to for 20 years as an American journalist. Now, thankfully, we do have some American legislators like Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene and Thomas Massie, of course, one of the GOATs, saying that they're going to be voting no. It's my job to defend American rights to buy or boycott whomever they choose. Yeah, that's right. We should be allowed to do that without the government harshly fining them or imprisoning them. $1 million or 20 years. Mind-blowing. And if you're thinking to yourself, oh, this just wouldn't really happen, it's not going to be, it's already happening. Greg Abbott out of Texas says anti-Israel policies are anti-Texas policies. They are suing a city. They're going to withhold funds from a city who's done just that. They are reallocating $4 million from local funds away from pro-Israel, basically NGOs. It's already happening. So I kind of just grabbed a snippet from what Greg Abbott said in the letter, saying why he's coming after the city that decided to turn away funds. Specifically, the resolution identifies, again, this is Greg Abbott's own, this is the governor of Texas. It's coming after the city of San Marcos because the residents don't want to send $4 million. Okay, look, resolution identifies $4.4 million that came from San Marcos resident taxes that was sent to Israel. It then calls for the reallocation of such local funds away from Israel's military and towards essential domestic priorities. Essentially, they had negotiated some kind of deal where $4 million were going to Israel for whatever the reason was. That is, there's so much dispute over this story already because it's so insane. But local cities say, you know what? Maybe instead of sending this money to foreign countries, maybe we should just use that money here locally. Yeah, you think? But again, this is already happening. So under this proposed bill, if it passes, by the way, Greg Abbott can not only just say we're going to withdraw funds from the city of San Marcos, Greg Abbott can actually say, okay, we're going to start anyone that voted to reallocate these funds to local instead of giving it to Israel, we're going to go ahead and fine these city council members or these city officials, and we're going to imprison them because it is now illegal to do so. Insane. I don't know why every single person should be talking about this. The vote goes tomorrow. It's going to be introduced. Insane that this is happening.
God forbid I take a nap. Breaking news. Donald Trump has announced that he wants the reopening of Alcatraz for America's most violent and repeat offenders. God forbid I take a nap.
TikTok has now been fined a record-breaking $600 million for violating a European Union data privacy law, saying that they've been sending their users' data to China. Now, TikTok has 6 months to comply with what the European Union is asking. But on some real shit, bro, this shit is getting banned. With the tariffs, with the tensions between China and Donald Trump, bro, I don't see this app making another period. I think this extension ends June 15th or some shit, and I'm gonna be so honest, bro, I do not see this app making the cut, bro. Like, they just got sued for sending data to China. I personally don't give a fuck. China, you can have my data. I got 50 cents in my fucking bank account. Do what you gotta do with that information, bro, but I don't see it making the cut, man. When I tell you guys this summer is about to be fucking insane, bro, it's gonna be insane. And not for any of the good reasons, bro. Tariffs finna go crazy. TikTok might get banned. Niggas getting sued for $600 million. Xbox wants $600 for a fucking console. Shit is cooked out here. TikTok has now been fined a... Why? It's a boy.
Breaking news. So I don't know if you guys heard, but a man by the name Rodney Hinton Jr. had appeared in court yesterday. The reason why he appeared in court is because he rammed his vehicle into a sheriff's deputy in Cincinnati. The reason why he rammed his vehicle into a sheriff's deputy in Cincinnati was because his son, the day prior, was unalived by police officers, unarmed, and his back turned. 30 officers showed up in court to intimidate this man. And he walked past them with his head up high. You could see that he is content with what he did. And you know, it makes you wonder as a father, it's strictly for men, I'm not discrediting women, but as a father, what are the lengths you would go for your child? Wrong or right? What are the lengths you would go? And that video speaks volumes.
What the fuck is this? What are these lot doing here? I'm just watching the live coverage of the VE Day celebrations, and we got... Why the fuck are they here? Who the fuck authorised this? For the Ukrainian flag and army to be marching down the fucking streets of London during the celebrations. What the fuck is this? I'm almost surprised that President Zelensky is in fucking holding the flag here with his piss pot out asking for fucking donations. This is actually fucking insulting. This is actually taking the piss, isn't it? And correct me if I'm wrong here. Listen, who did authorise this? I guarantee it was probably Prime Minister Rodney's got to have something to do with this, hasn't he? Fucking Rodney's got something to do with this. Even the commentators, the live commentators, the BBC didn't know, they were speechless. They didn't know what to make of this. Literally word for word, I'm quoting here, I don't know why they're here. I can't quite figure it out. Whoever gave this the fucking green light, P45 in the post for you. Surprised we didn't say the Israeli flag and army behind them, for fuck's sake. The Bureau of Prisons, the federal agency, said that they are taking the president's word seriously and that they will look into this. It's been closed now for nearly 60 years, and that was because of the difficulty in sending resources, supplies, fuel, food over to Alcatraz off of San Francisco. Nancy Pelosi, the former speaker, who actually represents the district that includes the island, called last night the proposal an unserious one, saying that it is a major national tourist attraction. This comes after months of heavy pushback from the judicial branch against the president's use of the Salvador mega prison, where he is sought to send hundreds of Venezuelan nationals.
Major news networks are reporting that a lot of Cinco de Mayo festivals in mainly Hispanic communities like New York, California, Florida are canceling Cinco de Mayo activities because the community's at fear of either A, being detained for being an immigrant, or B, being wrongly detained for looking like an immigrant who's an American-born citizen. A creator on here said, it's Cinco de No-No for all you MAGAs. I better not see a tequila shot in nobody's hand. I better not even see a Dos Equis, a fucking Corona. I better not see a lime on TikTok today.
Donald Trump has announced a 100% tariff on all foreign-made films, calling them a national security threat. He claims the US film industry is dying a very fast death, as other countries, like the UK and Canada, law American filmmakers with better incentives. Film and TV production in LA has dropped nearly 40% over the last decade, according to Film LA. Trump said in a Truth Social post that the tariff takes effect immediately.
News, because it's not breaking. A former Bush official has stated that a $21 million underground city was built in case of an extinction level event, per the New York Post. What in the master... I mean, this isn't surprising, okay? There's been rumors about something in Colorado. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. This isn't surprising and very believable. Did you guys hear what's going on with the MGM, y'all? Here's an update to Vegas. This could be the reason why Vegas is looking pretty empty right now, y'all. Check this out.
Some Las Vegas breaking news that hasn't made the news yet. MGM Resorts just told all of their concierge employees across all of their properties, with the exception of Aria and Bellagio, that they are being laid off. This is a couple weeks after laying off the valet, doorman, and bellman at Excalibur, and announcing the closure of the Luxor Buffet. We know that travel and tourism is down. Aside from global issues and the Canadians boycotting us, many Americans fear that we are headed for a recession and they are tightening up their spending. But what's going on at MGM feels a little bit bigger than that. Multiple executives in recent months have resigned or are rumored to be considering resignation, with small downsizings and rumors of more occurring at multiple properties. This is after raising resort fees and parking fees twice in 2024. Fees keep going up and amenities are being scaled back. It feels like everyone's trying to be tight-lipped about this, but I think we need to talk about it. Are more layoffs coming? Is this a sign of the time?
And here's a picture of an empty-looking Fremont Street, which is one of the most popular streets in Vegas, which showcases this intricate display of the galaxy moving while you're walking. So it looks really, really cool. I've been here before, and look at this, y'all. This is looking pretty empty. And then, of course, I've been doing my research, and I've been coming across videos saying Vegas is not busy, but, you know, what's going on? Are we splitting timelines again? Because we already know we live in a simulation, and everybody's experiencing a different timeline. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, y'all. The shift is here.
A$AP Rocky said he wears Rihanna clothes, y'all. As you can see, this probably Rihanna clothes right there. You see a fucking skirt. And don't get me started with the comments. People talk about A$AP Rocky, the only one that can rock female clothes and still lock in masculinity. How the fuck that work? I know I still remember what he said he was doing in jail with another inmate and the stuff they was slipping on. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go look it up. Where is the real men at? The masculine men. The kings, not queens. If y'all didn't know, this is a sign. And y'all know what sign I'm talking about. I'm not gonna lie.
אני הרגתי בשבילכם יותר מ-40 איש! רצחתי! אז מה אתם פה היום? 9 שנים אין לי %1! אמא שלי צריכה לשלם לי כחול! עשרות אלפי שקלים! מאות אלפי שקלים! מה נראה לכם? פה ככה זה עומד! אמא שלי סיימה לי את הבית חולים של הפציעה שלי בעזה! אתם תבעתם את אמא שלי! עוד יחידה ולא עוד יחידה ולא עוד יחידה מתזזים אותי בצבא ואף אחד לא לוקח אחריות! אף אחד לא מטפל בי! ואני מתלונן! אני צועק, אני משתין בלילה מפוסט טראומה! הוא בא אליי ואומר לי, למה הרגת אותי? למה הרגת אותי? אתה יכול לחיות ככה ביום אחרי שיש ימים כאלה? אתה יכול לאכול? אתה יכול בכלל להצליח בחיים? ואני הייתי מועמד לטייס, והייתי בפרויקט חבצות של מודיעין, היה לי מוטיבציה הכי גבוהה מגולני, אחרי טירונות, הלכתי לכיבוש הייטק, הלכתי לתרום, רק לתת, כל המשפחה שלנו תרמו בצבא, הקלט רזון שהוציא את הטנקים מהתעלת סואץ, רזון של משפחה שלי זה אח של סבא שלי, קראו לו מהחלוץ, אתם פה בזכותנו! יש לך...
Israel just made a dramatic move with implications for that region and for the United States. Military vehicles and troops are massing along the border now after that country's cabinet approved a plan to capture all of Gaza. You have got to look at your screen, pay attention to this. That will dramatically expand Israel's operations in that region. The Jewish state is also vowing to respond to a Houthi missile attack near its main airport. Here's General Jack Keane.
The Iron Dome defense is rockets against rockets and missiles, and then the mid-course is David, and then the most advanced ballistic missiles are defeated by Arrow, and also our THAAD missile system, which the United States has given Israel. Those two systems fail. Obviously, the Israelis are doing an autopsy on this. What happened? Why did they have failure?
Senior Foreign Affairs correspondent Greg Palcott is digging down deep on this story. Greg, fill us in.
Harris, you are correct in what could be an important shift in Israel's war with Hamas in Gaza. Officials now reportedly saying that Israel has decided to take over the entirety of the Gaza Strip and stay there for an unspecified time. The Israeli cabinet, led by Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu, said to make the decision early this morning after the army called up tens of thousands of reservists for further action in Gaza. The plan, according to another official, has Israel attaining its war aims of defeating Hamas and freeing hostages still held in Gaza. Israel has been acting.
देखना काम कैसे आ रही है वहां से अरे वीडियो क्या जो भी
Well, breaking fucked news, the Pakistani information minister has stated that Pakistan's military response is in line with the people's sentiment. We will hold our enemies accountable for every drop of martyr blood that's spilled. This shit, I'm not smiling. this shit's getting fucking nuts. That's a fucking wild line.
And they're fighting each other. I said, why don't you let them fight? Why are we getting in the middle of it? I said, let them fight. Sir, we want to do it. They go in and they end up fighting both of them. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. Let them fight.
So the Pakistani defense minister Khawaja Asif said the craziest statement earlier while he was on a TV show, like a news TV show called Sama TV, which is a local Pakistani news channel. The guy said if India attacks and Pakistan's existence is threatened, nobody will survive. We won't let any other country live on this planet either. Meaning, like, mutually assured destruction, meaning they're like, yeah, we're ready to totally end the whole human race if India attacks us and our nation is, or existence is threatened. What a wild thing to say. He's just like, yep, we'll go all the way. We'll just make the whole human race extinct. Like, if our sovereignty and our country is threatened, we will just eliminate the human race. It's basically what this guy's saying. That is the craziest thing I've heard a defense secretary of any nation say ever.
अगर किसी इस किस्म की वो मेंटालिटी अगर मोदी ने अप्लाई करने की कोशिश की जो गजा में अप्लाई हो रही है या जो नेतन्याहू अप्लाई कर रहा है या जो नेतन्याहू के जो अलाइज हैं वो अप्लाई कर रहे हैं उनको उसको